Can you do a roll call so I'll know who's here?
Yes, let's do a roll call. Let's start with the people on Zoom. Desta, you want to start? She might have run out. Desta Scruggs from Camden. Kimberly Raleigh and Kimberly Major. I don't know where she went.
Cheryl says she's like free lettering and degenerating.
No, did not let her in.
Heather?
Yeah.
Okay, I had to call in. I've been having Zoom issues
Well, I'm having Zoom
all
issues
morning. I had a meeting this morning and it kicked me off like 3 different times.
Okay. So Kim
I
Raleigh.
keep trying to join from my browser, but at least I can hear.
Okay. Who else is on here that we got? Cheryl,
I got Meg from Camden.
Meg from Camden.
And this is Savannah Linkus, Suicide Intervention Specialist for Region 6 from Community Connections.
Who else? Is that Kira? Carrie?
Very Strong Prevention Specialist with New River Health Association.
And who's the, is that, and then you're on, okay. So I think we got everybody on there, right? So you want to start?
Yes, Liz Brooks, Coalition Engagement Specialist under the State Opioid Response Grant for Region 6 with Community Connections.
Sarah's coming on. Sarah Sanson.
I'm Amy Gross with the City of Summersville.
I'm Pat Dovespike from the Nicholas County Resource and Drop-In Center in Midwood.
Heather Wayward with Sozo Recovery House Community Center.
Andrea Cook, Executive Director of Sozo Recovery House and Community Center.
Christy Nichols, Sozo Recovery Center.
Robert Schaefer, Summersville Mayor.
Heather Sharp Speaks with Camden Family Health here today. All right, so let's go ahead and get the meeting started. So did everybody able to review the minutes? Did you bring any for people that need them? Anybody need them?
I make a motion to accept the minutes and waive the reading.
Second.
All in favor? All right, so moved. Okay, all right. So we're going to just start with some old business. We want to talk about grant funding. Kim, you're on there, right?
Yeah.
So I have a total. Did you get that set up? Were you able to do the online banking?
You would just want to start with the treasurer's report?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so currently in the account is $2,600.97.
Okay.
And we have been, we are set up for online banking, and that was set up last week.
Okay.
So we can now access our account, with the United Bank mobile app. So we have current, up-to-date information we can see right away. I'm sure you all are familiar with it.
She said United Bank.
United. Yeah, we're with United. Yeah. So we were left with $2,600, and that's about what we said we would leave over originally. We would leave about $2,000 over for the Pride survey to give to the schools, and we talked about $500 a piece. So there's maybe like
Correct.
Right. So there's like $600 that we have that was left over that we talked about. Maybe if there was any left over, we'd use for paint. So I can go over what all the money was spent on. Kim, do you want me to go over that, or do you want to?
Yeah, you can. That's fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent a bulk of the money on educational supplies, T-shirts, dress balls, medallions, coins. The bulk of the money went to that. To Image Designs, that was the cheapest place that I could get the most for the money. The design, we spent $1,000 on getting the design, or $100.
$100.
$100.
Like what? No.
$100 on the design.
The logo.
The logo, for the logo, right. We also got T-shirts. We got T-shirts. We got sports bags for the little kids. We got T-shirts from all different sizes, from extra large all the way down to kids' smalls. Hand sanitizers. We took off the water bottles and put in the medallions. And
Printer, filing
yeah, that's what
cabinet,
I was looking for.
shelving.
Yeah, we got the printer and the files, and we got all kinds of office supplies such as paper, pencils, ink. We got extra ink. We got a tape dispenser, stapler puller, binders, paper clips, just all the basic stuff that you would need to run a simple office. And highlighters and stuff, but that comes to about $600, $687, and then another $615 for the printer. How is the printer working?
It is running. I haven't had a chance to connect it and do all of that stuff with it, but we did get the cabinet put together, which was not fun. Okay. Next time they need to be put together. But Heather spent a lot of time doing that. However, we got the filing cabinet put together. We got the shelves put together. We have the material from Community Connections, the Committee for Children. We have all of that put on the shelving and organized. So Sozo has the copier there. It's in our front office. Everyone is welcome to come and utilize it at any point in time that they need to for the coalition. And then the rest of the materials is in the back of the building on the shelving. So,
Does anybody have any questions? Or want to go over this stuff that we have here? And Ken, I'll give you all these invoices and everything whenever we meet face to face. Or I can mail them to you, which will go where I'll pick it up, so.
I can always come by when I check the post office box and pick it up. I can give you a heads up so you can leave it at the front desk if you want.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, all right, is there a motion to approve the treasurer report?
So moved.
second.
All in favor? Any discussion? Okay, it's so passed. All right. So the other big thing is the trip reports. I had Vesta send out email to all of the chairs and co-chairs for all of the groups, the subcommittees, treatment, recovery, intervention, and prevention. And Desta, do you care to tell me who you sent for each one? For like treatment, you sent it to Sarah and Kim?
Yes.
And you sent recovery to?
I'm looking to see the names. I sent one to Kim Major and Rebecca Stone, one to David Paul Stell and One to Sarah and Kimberly Raleigh, and one to Megan Griffin and Brandy.
So Megan is not available to be a part of the recovery subcommittee any longer, so we are kind of doing it right now temporarily until more people are able to invest more into the coalition. So I can give you an update on that one.
Okay, but so not everybody responded, correct? So I think what we need to do is revisit this and reassign people to these positions. Because COVID screwed us all up, and we didn't have any real movement other than what we're doing here outside of that. So I think we need to revisit that so that we can get these subcommittees back rolling. What do y'all think?
Hey, I want to do something here real quick, just a technicality. I want to back up on that motion on the treasurer's report and change it to the word accept, not approve. I don't have any, all that does is say we didn't have a document. We didn't have a document that said this is what it is. So we accept what you all have done. So I'd like to amend that motion for that word to say accept vice approve, because we didn't have the documentation actually, which is fine. I mean, I'm not just technicality there, so that we accept it, not approve it. So I make a motion to do that if I can get a second.
I'll second it.
All right, any more discussion?
No.
Awesome. All right, we'll approve that, or remove that, or whatever.
We'll fix that, fix it.
Accept instead of approve, just technicality. We didn't actually have the documents. So.
Okay. All right. So back to our current issue.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's all right.
So what are you saying, that we need to redo the committee chairs?
Yeah, I think so. I think we need to reassign those and get them back to playing ball, because I don't think there's been a lot of movement. I mean, there's no reports to be given of what they've done or accomplished. All that we have done is really bought supplies and got rec cards and what else have we done?
Well, we haven't really had an opportunity to come together a whole lot because of the new challenges that we face. But I know with us in the recovery group, we are working on developing meeting lists of all the meetings throughout Nicholas County, and then on our RAC cards that we developed, a lot of the organizations in Nicholas County that provide recovery services are listed on there. So what our plan is to take the meeting list to every organization that's represented there, so that everybody has access to all the meetings that are available in the county.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Have those actually been ordered?
The RAC cards?
Yes.
I put it through yesterday.
Okay, so I'm not sure where the check is to pay for them. Did you?
Can we put the check in the checking account, right?
I just wanted to make sure that it
Yeah, I
actually
had
has.
asked that. I asked Heather earlier in the week about it.
I just wanted to make sure in case I needed to follow up on.
I'm pretty sure I got a check and I put it in the
Okay.
account, and I think that was what it was for.
Okay. If not, let me know and I will work on it on my end to make sure y'all get it.
How much was the check for?
$575.
$575. Is it there?
I'm not showing any deposits that have been made. I mean, the last thing on our account was October 8th in the amount of $825 for Image by Charleston.
It would have
I show
been.
no
It would have been not.
deposit.
It wouldn't have been this month. It would have been last month. It would have been in like September. As soon as I got the check, I went and deposited it. I took it and deposited it. And I don't have,
Okay.
So with that amount, we were able to get 2,500 rack cards to distribute throughout the county.
So Heather, back to your point about the committees and so on. First of all, I think that the prevention, Kim, pre-COVID, did a fantastic job in handling the committees. So certainly I'd love to see her stay with that. Plus, we did have a meeting the other day, and of course, one of the things that we did talk about in that meeting is pre-COVID, we used to have quite a few people attend, and unfortunately, the meeting we had the other day, there was 4 of us in Kim's meeting. But what I was a little bit confused about, I saw the email that went out, and I've always wondered about this. As a matter of fact, I've asked about it with David Halstead, Summersville police officer, in charge of the intervention. But I noticed when the email went out to request that committee members or committee chairs hold committee meetings before our meeting, it didn't look like it was sent to him. Am I right on that? Or it looked like the only 2 that it was, just looked like that the email went out to 2 committee chairs.
There was a separate email for each
Oh, okay.
subcommittee.
Okay, I did not realize that. Okay. So David was given an email and, to hold a meeting, and y'all haven't heard anything. Okay. And
Yes.
have you ever heard, because I even asked at one point in time, and I'm almost positive I was told pre-COVID that he had held some meetings. But you all are not aware,
No.
that you're not aware of.
we're not aware.
Okay.
He possibly, he could have,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Okay. I will follow up on that, because I did question that after either the last meeting we had or the Zoom meeting we had before that about whether, and I'm almost sure that I was told that he had held some meetings. So I'll follow up on that and see. But now if you want to shuffle the cards, and the problem of it is, I think it's just when we put this list together, we had trouble people taking these
Yes,
the responsibilities of these chairs. So
absolutely.
I mean, I could go back to David and tell him we need you to step up and see what we can do.
I'll be honest, I just read it today.
That must be Sarah.
So you may want to reassign me.
Not impossible.
No, I'm willing to do whatever you need, but yeah, I'm not the best with the emails. I get so many a day, and a lot of times I miss it or bypass it. So.
And that truly might be the deal with David too. I'll find out, because he's a good officer.
So on this, it says under intervention, David Hawkstead, Narcan discussion. So where did that come from? Did they have discussion about Narcan?
Well, that's what they were working on. We were working on setting up the Narcan,
Training?
trainings and the meetings.
Because we hosted those with Kim.
Yeah.
Kim Raleigh came to Sozo, and we've hosted, how many have we done now so far, Kim? 3?
I believe I've been there 3 or 4 times, and then we were going to set one up for this month.
I think Kim Raleigh would be a great chair.
Yes,
And then we could just have
I would
David.
agree.
And
I would
then we
agree
could
with
just
that.
And then we could just get with David and make him an active participant in Kim's meetings.
I think that David was able to come to one with Anita and I. COVID happened. He had a baby, so I mean.
Yeah, I know. And like I said, he's a great police officer.
Yeah, he's
It's
been
just-
busy.
Yeah. But would you consider chairing that?
Which one is that? Okay, so I'm on
You're on.
Sarah with treatment, and which one is that's
Intervention?
Intervention.
intervention, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what it was called. I'll do one or the other. I have to do 2 grant positions now. They combine my position because so much in the community is not there. So I'm doing another grant position that's tracking for Seneca, so I'm a lot more busy than I have been. But I'll do one or the other, whichever one. I'll do one or the other, yeah. Intervention's more of what I'm doing in, with my job. So, I mean, if that's fine, if and then I can help Sarah with treatment whenever she needs something, but I'll share one of them or the other.
I'm kicked off.
You're kicked off. Wow. I didn't kick you off yet.
You just need a swift kick in the butt is what you need.
I've been doing stuff though. I have been working.
Well, I just want to, before we go any further, I want to back up just a bit because I was worried about this money. I did find the receipt where I deposited money, and it was on 9/16, and it was in the amount of $958.32, and we got it from Community Connections. So the 575, that is not, I did not receive a check for 500, or did I put it in?
I'm looking for it. I messaged her to see if she's mailed it or not.
Yeah, so that's what I deposited. I had forgotten the amount, but I do have the paperwork.
And that 958.32 was, what was that for, Liz? It wasn't for rack cards or logo.
Yeah, I don't know what that was for.
Okay. I need to get into it.
I think it's for printed materials. That was the West Virginia HRSA grant.
Right.
That's what
It
this
could have
says
been
on the
flyers, banners, rack cards,
agenda.
wallet cards.
So it was for rack cards. That's why I was
Well,
thinking.
but I think I'll check and make sure if that's included in that, because what did I tell you, $575 for the rack cards? Because that should have been a separate check, but I don't know that.
It says on the agenda, these funds can be used to purchase supplies directly related to the coalition's efforts to address opioid misuse. Examples: flyers, banners, rack cards, wallet cards, evidence-based curriculum,
This is
and
HRSA
material.
money. The rack cards would come from SOAR money, not.
That was through the West Virginia Department of Health and Human Resources, because we
So-
had to put that logo on it.
Yeah, so that will probably be, it should be a separate check,
Okie dokie.
but I will find out.
You'll follow up.
I will find out.
Okay. All right.
So the only thing I would question now, per your report, $2,600 balance in the account, and for all intents and purposes, $600 left over, and you got that $900, that obviously is counted in this total, or monies that we've spent. Have we complied with the HRSA money? So in that stuff that you listed off as expenditures, if we spend the balance of this on paint, have we complied with the funder HRSA on the funds? Have we met their requirements for expenditure of the $900 and some funds?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't have the answer.
The 958, I'll have to go back through my emails, but the 958.32 was in addition that needed to be expended prior to September 30th, and it could be used on any, as far as I know, it was very broad. So it could be used for resources, pamphlets, purchases, under materials, related to substance use disorder.
Okay.
And all the materials that Heather went through was part of that.
Okay, great.
Okay?
Okay, good deal.
She's a treasurer.
Well, it's getting confusing because I'm not clear on, so we'll just have to get together on the side and try to figure out maybe a better, or more efficient way to kind of streamline this. So does that make sense?
Yes, I agree.
QuickBooks
Because I'm not sure,
Online is
I know Liz
amazing.
has got, money, that she has on, for specifically for logo and specifically for pamphlet, and it's a little overwhelming to try to keep track of what that's for. So I just need to figure out a system that, you know, we can use, so that, we can keep better track.
So maybe Liz, you and Kim and I can get together and break this.
Kim, QuickBooks is really awesome to utilize, and now they also have a program online where you can, it's all basically in the cloud. So if Heather had an expense, she could log in and input her invoice, and it would just be easier for everybody to track and be able to stay on top of the financials.
That would be good. It's free.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not free. It's a monthly subscription.
It's not free, but you can get it at TechSoup for about $50 if you're one of their approved people. $50 a year.
I mean, would be that, could we?
If you buy it, it's like $300 to $500.
The program that you download it is, but if you utilize the online program, it's like a monthly fee. I mean, it depends on what kind that you get as to what it will cost. The basic level is a lot cheaper than what we utilize. It's like $80 a month.
I think we would have to approve.
I think it's definitely something that the coalition should consider, maybe purchasing, particularly because we're a 501c. I'm sure, you know, I'm not as familiar with that. I'm a newbie with regard to this. Andrea, you probably know more. But I'm sure, you know, there's reporting that we're going to need to do and so forth. And I think having a QuickBooks system will help keep that in check.
Yeah, the financials are crucial to stay on top of and be accurate with it. So QuickBooks is just a good way to help you just be accurate and keep track and have all the checks and balances that are necessary.
And is there a way I'm not that familiar with QuickBooks a little bit, but the one issue on this is like, where is like this 12,000 or whatever from Community Connections as part of this MOU, but then there is this $500 for this. Is there a way to make that notation to keep that, you know what I'm saying? And where I could put in the notes what the grant requirements are, that this is specifically used for this amount, you know, for this type of thing?
Yes, there are memo lines in every entry that you input into QuickBooks, so you can specifically designate what this is for, how it's being utilized. You can even allocate like create GLs, like this is grant revenue from this grant, and every amount of money that comes in from that can be inputted into that. And as you spend it out, you allocate your bills to it, and it just decreases the number. So it just helps you stay on top of it a little bit more accurately.
Yes. I think I'm going to be watching some YouTube videos.
It's really not hard to use. It's very user friendly, and they have little memos that come up that just tells you exactly what you need to do and how you need to utilize it. And I can even help you with that to some degree.
So maybe we need to have a meeting with Liz and you and Kim and myself.
Right.
That would.
Or I can set up a tutorial with my husband, because he uses QuickBooks for our business. It might be easier to work with Andrea.
So I guess we just, you know, I guess the funding would allow for.
It's considered office supplies,
It would be
software and office supplies. So, I mean, it's something that you need to be able to operate. You know, QuickBooks, almost any business uses QuickBooks, Peachtree, some type of accounting software to track their information.
So we could buy it.
Right.
We could buy it monthly, or we can buy it.
You can buy like a downloadable software, but you have to have a computer to be able to download it too. And then you'll have to buy users. So then you'll have to buy multiple users so that you and Kim both can access the same information.
So it'd probably be easier right now for us just to do the online $80 a month subscription.
Well, I don't know that you guys would need the amount of what we utilize. You guys probably wouldn't need that level of.
So what I think is this is an administrative function, Madam Chair, so I think that you have $600 and some in the bank before we buy paint. You better, decide what you want to do, but it's clearly an administrative deal. You can make the decision and roll with it. Whatever's best for us, if it's an annual or an online, and then even if you go with the online version, we'll just have to figure out a way to sustain the payment, which I think we can do that.
Sounds good.
Gary sent the link on the chat.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's go back to, now that we've got back off on back to the treasury report. Let's get back to the trip. So, Kim, you're going to take over intervention. Sarah, you're going to keep treatment. Does anybody want to help Sarah with treatment?
I would recommend that she reaches out to some organizations in the community that's already operating in treatment. Seneca now has that new facility, Recovery Ridge. We made contact with the lady running it.
Are they open?
They are open. What is her name?
Clarinda is the person of contact.
Who?
Clarinda.
Gwen, absolutely. Gwen was on the committee, absolutely.
She starts in November. I wonder if she would be able to even.
I don't know, Kim, what do you think? Do you think she'd be able to from Seneca?
Is that the new practitioner that's coming to Stevens Road?
Yes.
I would assume that she would be available at least, I think she would probably. I haven't met her, so I don't know. But I would think so.
She's been to the coalition meeting before. She was my student, so if it wouldn't be too overwhelming for her, I'll ask her.
All right. If not, then we can reach out to other Lifeline or somebody else in the community and see if they would be willing to do that.
So on the trip report, under prevention, Kim Major, it says faith community discussion. Kim, was you able to have a prevention meeting about faith community discussion?
I'm sorry, are you talking to Kim Major?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm having a little hard time hearing you. The prevention subcommittee, we did meet via Zoom. We had Robert was there, Liz was there, and
Dr. Derek.
Dr. Derek Wilson, thank you. It was a little short notice, the meeting. So when we schedule the next one, I'll do a doodle poll. But I just wanted to kind of, touch base with everybody before, a regular meeting to see who was, still active and just kind of get a feel for that. I think we're all in the same situation. It's going to take a bit to re-engage folks. We talked a little bit about that. The prevention committee, the Pride survey field falls under prevention, and that is underway. So that's good. I know Nicholas County High School, I believe it is today during AA, they're going to have their 9th and 11th graders completed online, and then for the virtual learners, they sent out a link via LiveGrade. So that's moving forward. Dr. Derek Wilson talked to us a little bit. I think Amy sent you all a copy of the flyer. He is part of the faith-based initiative, So he talked to us a little bit about what that is, what that looks like. His role really is, trying to get a list of churches. He has some contacts in Nicholas County where he can, go and present his training that he has going on. So if anybody here that's in the meeting is with the faith-based community, his flyer was sent out, and his contact information is on that. But I mean, he's really doing some great things. He also talked to us a little bit about Gracie's Guide, which is a curriculum that can be used in Sunday school for younger kids. And so I thought that was pretty interesting. Robert gave him some contact information as well. We also talked about, on the premise of, re-engaging is really having something that, folks can see, so we can continue to kind of be on everybody's mind, or at least knowing that we still exist, we're still meeting. So we talked about billboards, and then Liz brought up another coalition, I think, did yard signs. So that's something that we are looking into as well. I think billboards would be, a great idea. I reached out to the Lynx company and waiting for them to get back to me with locations that are available and pricing. We like the idea of yard signs, but as Robert said, everybody's yard is inundated with yard signs right now, political ones.
And it's
So
ugly.
this probably might not be a good time to move on those, but I can get, pricing and things like that in the meantime.
So one thing that I would like to mention is just, I know that there was a lot of people that from the faith community that wanted to get involved, but still even coming to the coalition didn't really realize what their place or what their need for being there was. They came, but they didn't know how to take what was happening in the coalition and then being involved in it and bring it to their congregation and bring it to the people of the church. So this guy, Dr. Derek, I think that it would be a really good idea to try to get him in contact with some of these faith people that were invested in the coalition in the beginning. I know the Ministerial Association, we had reached out to them. They were interested in being involved. Me and Kim both went and spoke with them. Carolyn Mash, she is the minister at the United Methodist. She was very interested in being involved. If some of those people could get in touch with Dr. Derek, I think that it would be a good way to really move forward in getting the faith community back involved with what we're doing.
So that's what he spoke to in the meeting. But one of the things that I recognized, and I think maybe we should reconsider, we did have at one time a much bigger group that met for this particular meeting. But this is the business meeting of the NIC. This is where we get an update on treasurer and programs and stuff. What we really need to do is get those folks involved in the committees. And that's what, if this organization is going to have a maximum impact on our community, it's not going to be through this meeting, it's going to be through our committees.
The subcommittees.
And that's where the work happens.
Absolutely.
And then we come here and get an update. So what we did before is we had all of them coming to this meeting, and let me tell you something, everybody here, as a matter of fact, I was gonna toot Kim's horn, because Kim Major, it's incredible, the time, effort, and energy that she has put into this Pride survey. I mean, there's just been a lot of work going on, and she has worked it and worked it and worked it. And the reason I know is I haven't done any of the work, she has, but she's emailed me, and it's incredible the pieces that she's had to track and keep. And then it's in the schools and the principals and the IT and just, so a lot of great things happen, but this is the business meeting where we got to get productive and where we got to light the fire and get things happening are in these committees. And then that stuff just gets reported out here so we all know what everybody's doing. What we did before is we had all those folks in this meeting and they come and they think, okay, they got $2,000 in their account. Okay, they're buying rack cards. Okay, that's, you know, this is not really the forum we need them in. We gotta get them engaged in these committees.
So with that being said, I'm willing to take on the treatment subcommittee, and I'm gonna pass the buck of the recovery subcommittee to my colleague Heather here. Yay, Heather, you're. She's very wonderful. She knows a lot about. She's a go-getter, so I think that she will take the buck and run with it. And
Heather Hamrick, right?
Heather Hamrick.
Yeah, we can add Heather Hamrick to the mailing list. Are you already on the mailing list?
I got her information today.
Oh, okay.
So, my beloved sister and I will work wonderful together. We've had lots of experience and we work well.
Heather, that's the name, Heather.
So I have a lot of hand in the faith community. We're a faith organization. That's what we do. We use God to help people through their recovery. So how can I help get these people connected? Is that my responsibility? Do I take that on? Or Kim, is that something that you're going to do since that was part of the prevention committee?
So you and Kim are going to be the prevention.
No.
You're going to take what?
Treatment.
So you're going to work with Kim on prevention?
No, I'm asking her about the faith community because where I am involved in the faith community, I have a lot of resources with people in that area. So what I'm wanting to do is get those people connected with this doctor guy so that we can get things moving again.
So maybe you would be better suited in prevention.
But don't you think that really when you look down at this, and again, I think a good start would be, and he said he would even come to, if I remember right, Kim or Liz, maybe you could verify, he said he would even be willing to come and talk to one of these meetings, but I think what we should do is get the faith community involved in every one of these committees.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, have them involved in all of them.
Right, well, absolutely, because they see people from all of the committees.
Yeah.
You know, they're.
So what if we get some youth leaders, some youth pastors to come and be a part of the prevention subcommittee? You know, because that's part of what their position is. That's what they're doing. They're trying to keep these kids on the right path so that they don't end up in drugs or all of this stuff. You know? And
well, Mark is a member of the prevention subcommittee. He's with Young Life. And, you know, like I said, you know, we just, you know, it's going to maybe be a little while to re-engage both. And, you know, I can, you know, personally, you know, send him an email. Like I said, I'm going to do the poll for our next prevention meeting. But absolutely, the faith community is spread out in all. I think in prevention, intervention, and even recovery. And, you know, Derek did, you know, he talked to us a lot about the faith community and, you know, how they can be of assistance and, you know, be engaged with what's going on. But, you know, just because it's under prevention, you know, faith community shouldn't just be under prevention. I don't know why it's set up like that. But in the event, but that doesn't stop, I don't think that stops any one of us if we have contact to reach out to those people just because we're not on that committee. I'm gonna
Right.
say, hey, we've got this, would you be, interested? We've got this going on, and forward on their name maybe to that committee chair, or, but if you can make that initial contact, absolutely.
So what I'm saying through it is that he's coming to tell us what they can do. But I think that he needs to talk to them and let them know what they can do. And
That's what I gave him contacts of churches in Summersville, just for a start. I gave him New Beginnings and Baptist Church, just for a start, for him to reach out. And even in his presentation that he did for us, he talked about the strengths in a community relative to, and I always forget the name of it, the Baptist community. What is it they run?
Celebrate Recovery.
Celebrate Recovery.
Celebrate.
He talked about how great that was, and so. But what you're saying is what he does is he actually reaches out to the faith community to let them know what their role is, or what their role can be in recovery, prevention, the whole 9 yards.
okay, so I'm gonna reach out to this guy. So we can move on.
Okay.
We saw that coming.
All right. So you're going to talk with Dave to make sure that they're still active and doing what they need to do. We've got everybody covered. So
Well, what I'll do is I'll just reach out to Dave today, David, and let him know that just for organizational purposes, Kim Raleigh is going to take the lead on as the chair, and that we still need him actively participating on the committee with her, but from the standpoint of chairing it, and actually with everything he's got going on and other programs he's running for the department. Of course, I know Kim's busy too. Everybody's got a lot going, but that'll be a great fit. Kim being the chair and him assisting her.
All right. So are we good? Any more discussion about these reports? And we kind of got a plan of where we're moving. Anybody on the Zoom have any more to add? Because it's time to go, and we still have grandparents. Who was going to talk about grandparents?
Lauren Weatherford.
She didn't show again. Okay. So in the place of, I'm going to talk, Pat Stoverspike is here, and I'm going to let her talk about what she's got going on in Richwood and how we can help support her, or if we can, what we can do to help support what she's going on. Sorry to put you on the spot there, Pat.
No, I'll just pull together. Yeah, I'm not very good at speaking, as we know. We opened up the first drop-in center in the state in 2001 in Richwood. It was the Nicholas County, I lost my train of thought. Okay, anyways, in drop-in, Nicholas County Resource and Drop-in Center. Over the years, it was under West Virginia Mental Health. I was on the ground floor of Peer Recovery Network. We started, like I say, and West Virginia Mental Health went under. And my girlfriend, Christy Rose, and I started the Cope Center. Since then, I have retired, and a lot of the things that we did as a drop-in center is not being addressed. So I am opening up another center under the same name. I'm all registered with the state. I'm waiting on a 501c3 because we also work closely with the community, not just with drugs and alcohol, but with the community, helping get people places, give them a safe place to be during the day, which is very important in Richwood. We watch westerns, play games, whatever the needs are. We take people to doctors, shopping. When treatment centers are open, we take people to treatment. We hold meetings. Right now, we're only holding one meeting a week on Wednesday nights. But we'll go back to our Sunday, Wednesdays, and Fridays as soon as things clear up a little bit. We, like I say, we're not in competition with the Coke Center in any way. I want everybody to understand that. That's not what we're all about. We can work together, but we do more community things also. My husband and I have 29 years clean and sober. So with our background, we really have been working with people. We moved here in 2000, and we've got involved right away with the, and so I'm still involved with people in Charleston. They're behind me all the way. I'm glad that we're bringing up the community based again because people I don't know, I'm sure it's everywhere. I can only speak for Richwood. The community looks down on people with addictions. They've never seen my husband and I in our addictions, so they see us differently. They listen to us, and I'm when it comes to my friends that are in addiction, they need support. They're trying, and when they're trying, they need to be backed, not looked down on. It's important. People in the town know me well, and luckily I have a very positive outlook on my husband and I. But like I say, I'm coming out of retirement. I've already started with the state and whatnot. The building is not only were we the first one in the state, we are now the first and only that will have a yard with the center, which is so important. People have to stand outside on Main Street and every one of the drop-in centers. Now we're going to have a yard. People can be outside during the good weather. I'm going to have picnic tables out there. Somebody said, oh, we'll put in horseshoes, we'll play this, we'll do that. But it's getting people more involved in doing things together outside, that they're not just in meetings all the time, or sitting around watching the TV or playing games. They'll be able to be outside, getting fresh air, interacting with people from the community. I call him Judge Johnson still. Our mayor is behind us all the way. He's been supporting me from day one with everything. So, the town is behind us, the city is behind us. I'm real excited. I'm not very good at speaking. I'm not used to it, but I'm real excited. The city is real excited. The people are real excited. I mean, I have one girl, gosh, she must call me 10 times a day. When are we opening? When are we opening? Bless her heart. She's down there weeding the garden now. I had to give her something to do. So she's out there weeding out the garden, getting it, down because it's wild. Any support we can get, from everyone, we're willing to support in any way that we can. So
they might be a resource for us to put our rec cards, put our information.
Yes.
We can share their information. Whatever we can do to help.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we do need help. Like I say, we're waiting on the 501c3, and that's put me in a predicament. I have people ready for donations, including our church wants to give me money, startup money and everything. But it's going to take a while to get our own 501c3, so I'm kind of at a standstill there. But besides that, we're moving ahead at a good pace.
Awesome, thank you, Pat.
Okay, thank you.
The other thing is the video testimonies. I was a bad girl and did not have time to call Andy. Andy, is that his name? Barney. I always call him Andy. It's Barney. To set up the video. But hopefully I will this week.
Have we received?
Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Is Barney working in the office?
He hasn't been.
Yeah.
But he's come in every once in a while, but he's definitely limited capacity right now.
Okay. Yeah, Barney's pending surgery, and did you tell me it's going to be next week?
He said it could be as early as Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that, okay.
Now, what you could do is get his contact information, and he can set that up for you. He can work through Barney and take care of it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can do that. We really need to get that finished. Time is not a friend of mine.
I have one question about the other business on the agenda. The 501c3. Have we received any literature in the post office box from the IRS?
I have, yes, but not recently. Because I think you asked about that before. The only thing that I have on that is this letter. Do you want to look at it?
Yeah.
And that we were determined and we got it. That's what it says.
That's a big deal. That means that we are identified by the IRS.
Thank you, Andrea.
You'll need to keep that.
I mean, I'm sorry I didn't have more enthusiasm.
Just this letter.
That's
Just
it.
this letter, not a big deal.
We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anytime that we need to do, like, if we, like for here, when there's a payment or, anytime that we do something that would cost things, we can send this in and get.
So that also, we have the filing cabinet set up at Sozo now. It has keys and things of that nature. I would recommend all documents like that to be filed in the filing cabinet, even the bank statements and financial statements and.
That's why I purchased those, is to put all this stuff in there. I just haven't, and I even got stuff to organize it. I just haven't had time to come down there and put it together.
Okay.
So it will have it.
I'll be glad to help you if I put the cabinet stuff together.
You're awesome. And the desk cabinet thing, is that what you're talking about, the drawers?
Got the doors with,
Yeah.
each one has a key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's all okay.
Yeah, so now we're considered an official business as far as the IRS is considered, so we need to carry ourselves in that manner.
Absolutely. All right. Any other things before we
Sozo has the second step curriculum stored there. So any agency that's serving kids, kindergarten through 5th grade, the curriculum is here in Nicholas County. Let Andrea or contact me to get that curriculum. I do need a contact person, whoever picks up the set of curriculum. But it's here. Daycares that are serving kids those ages. Anybody, reach out to them. It's excellent evidence-based curriculum. And it's sitting here for,
And we also, there was several people from Camden that was trained with the life skills that we can do within the school system too. So we have all that curriculum too.
You also have bulbs for Plant the Promise, tulip bulbs that y'all can distribute out for anybody that wants to plant them. The Red Ribbon Week is next week. And you have wherever you plant them, you can put the little marker that says you planted them, Plant the Promise. Plant them in October, promising to be drug-free. They bloom in April as a reminder that you promised to be drug-free. So any group that wants to plant some tulips, here you go. DE Drug Take Back Day is the 23rd or 24th. That's it. So she has doTERRA bags that can be put out with that Take Back Day. And we have also rack cards for anybody y'all can distribute. I have tons of them. That tells you how to destroy your drugs at home. Should you not have a doTERRA bag, or you not be able to get to the drop boxes, this talks about how to do that. Then I also have a pack of stigma, how to work on stigma in your community. So, and then everybody got a prescription opioid and heroin awareness toolkit for Region 6. She has 2 cases of them to distribute through the county. So you can get with, will those go to Sozo or you?
And we'll go to Sozo.
And this is where they'll be somewhere here in this county.
You see her face, everybody see her face. She's like, yeah.
So,
do you need another shelf. Do we need to order another shelf? I mean, because we could order another shelf if needed.
All right, wonderful.
All right, who wants to move that?
Was somebody, I don't know, was somebody online wanting to say something, I thought?
Oh, did somebody want to say something?
I thought I heard something.
I can give a quick grandparent update, and really what I want to say is we need referrals. We're moving forward on the curriculum. We set up our Zoom. Christine and Lauren and I met last week to work on the curriculum. We're going to be, we're looking at some different ideas about recording the sessions, and then just having a facilitator log on with the Zoom link and to, run the video, but be there for the introduction and discussion at the end. But Christina, as of last week, had not received any referrals from social workers in the schools or, really anywhere at this point. So I believe that Amy sent the referral to all NIC members. So if you all know of any grandparents that would be interested in participating, you can make the referral yourself. Or on behalf of your, organization. Heather, I think I sent it to you. So, if you can reach out to folks to get some referrals, that would be great. We're probably looking to start this in January because we just don't have the referrals that are coming in right now. And that will also give us some time to do the recorded sessions and whatnot. So, if you know anybody, please, fill out that referral form and just email it to Christine.
I'll make sure Desta will go back through and we distributed that information, but we'll make sure that the providers are aware again. I may mention that, I will mention that at our provider meeting next week about that is a resource for our grandparents that we treat.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay, anybody want to say we're done?
So move to adjourn.
Second.
All right, so moved. Any more discussion? Okay.